I know that the mustache touch was your brainchild. What other features did you add to your character?
Charisma.
Pennyworth es la serie que nos mete, que nos cuenta la historia de Alfred, este personaje tan querido dentro del universo de Batman, y ellos son los protagonistas, están frente a mí. Thanks, Jack, Ben, for your time. Congrats on this TV show.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very
Very
good.
well, thank you. Yeah, very
Yes.
pleased to be here. Yeah.
Great. Were you fans of the Batman universe?
Well, we fans. I mean, I think you can't. I've been asked this a few times, and you can't really grow up in the UK or in America or anywhere really without being aware of Batman. I've learned now what a real fan is after we went to Comic-Con and saw what the definition of fandom and fans are, and I don't think I could call myself a super fan. But yeah, I was definitely into it when I was younger, and I remember my introduction to Batman would have been the Tim Burton films. So I remember discovering those and kind of I actually became a bit obsessed with Catwoman, not Batman. So I didn't go the usual route. But yeah, I don't think you can grow up and not be aware or not be into it.
But I didn't read comics growing up. You know, it was much more film and TV based for me.
Yeah.
Jack, how different is your Alfred from the ones we have seen in Michael Caine's or Jeremy Irons?
I mean, he's much younger for a start. I think I don't necessarily know whether he is that different.
Better looking.
Much better looking.
Yes.
I think, you know, obviously the age is a big factor, and he's at the start of his life. He's got everything ahead of him, and he is, you know, he's very young and ambitious and hopeful, and I think other times we've met him, he's been at the end of his life reflecting and imparting wisdom onto Batman as a result of his experiences, and this is obviously depicting those experiences that he has.
Right. I know that the mustache touch was your brainchild. What other features did you add to your character?
Charisma. I don't know really. I think with both of us, the script. Bruno's our showrunner and creator. He's so detailed in his writing and what he expects from you as an actor. His descriptions are very detailed, and so even before I auditioned for it, I had like a half a page of adjectives describing the character. So. I think really you just react to that and try and bring to life what he's written, and that's like a whole list of things which I hope have worked out. But yeah, just the moustache really.
How fascinating was it for you to discover new info about these characters?
Yeah, I think that's been really fun. You know, particularly with Thomas, we only ever see him really die. That's what we know of him, is that he's very moral, and then he gets shot. So it's a clean slate, and in that way I think Bruno's been able to be very creative, very imaginative, and so have we really. It was quite a kind of collaborative process. He'd feed us little nuggets of information, but also give us the freedom to kind of try things out and develop the characters with them. I think that's been one of the most exciting things, is kind of like finding out who they were.
Yeah.
And we'd also we shot this episode to episode, and we'd get the scripts episode to episode. So it's not like we had all 10 and we knew exactly what was happening to the characters throughout. And actually that's quite a fun way it might be some actors' nightmare, but I think we all lent into it because that was the way it was, and it was quite a fun way to make a TV show, because we were kind of getting to know their journey. And they all go on these very unpredictable kind of mad journeys, and so it was kind of good not to know and to be discovering it as we were going along.
Yeah, it was frustrating at first, but then once
you got
I
used
don't know
to it.
about you, yeah, and you're like, oh well, I trust Bruno.
Yeah,
implicitly. Then it was quite fun to just relinquish control and let it happen.
Yeah, he's kind of amazing. He's got it all going on in his brain. It's all there, mapped out, and he kind of chooses when to share it or not. And he's quite a mysterious character. So, but yeah, you just had to kind of trust that he knows what he's doing, and he does. So.
And what shocked you the most? Perhaps Martha's romances, spoiler alert.
Yeah, there were certain bits like every time, as I said, every 2 weeks we'd get a new script, and everybody on set, you could tell when it was script release day, as it were, because no one would be doing any work. Everyone would be sat on their phones or their iPads scrolling through, because everyone was so invested in these characters, which was great. There are lots of surprises along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but
No, lots of shocking, unpredictable things happen. I think we got episode 7 and then episode 8, and some stuff happened to Thomas that I wasn't expecting to happen at all. I don't think anyone was. Everyone on set was kind of shocked and going, "Wow, did you see that coming?" Without spoiling it. Yeah, he suddenly takes a complete turn as a character and does some kind of wild things. So that was shocking, but also really fun to play as well.
There's a Mad Men style in the air. Yeah. How did you feel shooting in the 60s?
It's the coolest, isn't it? You know, it was cool enough anyway, and then the DC spin makes it even cooler. The clothes and the sets and the cars. You know, I loved it. I loved it all.
Yeah, I think it's one of the coolest times in British culture. You know, it's really like art and music and fashion was thriving then. Mad Men's one of my favourite TV shows, so I've actually said that a few times, that particularly Martha Kane's apartment, I used to feel like I was walking onto a Mad Men set and I'd be like, yes, I'm Don Draper. I wasn't Don Draper, but in my head I was Don Draper. So yeah, it was exciting, an exciting period.
If you have to add a superpower to your characters, what would it be?
Oh, that's good. I think mine would be actually, this is just the superpower I choose for myself as well as Ben.
This is the thing, is it for him or is it?
Telekinesis, so I'd like to be able to move things around, and then you can like move yourself around.
Like Matilda?
As well. Yeah, like Matilda. I'd basically be Matilda. I'd be Roald Dahl's Matilda.
I don't know. I quite like to be able to fly. It's boring, but I think it would be...
That's great. Yeah. It's a great one.
Imagine.
Why not? It'd be so good.
Singing is trendy these days.
Singing?
Singing. Any chance to hear a musical episode?
Oh my goodness.
Well, this is
the musical episode, please.
So this has been a theme with Bruno Heller, the showrunner. When we were in Los Angeles doing press, Paloma, who played Bette Sykes in the show.
Paloma.
She's a pop star back home.
It's a huge career.
And we went to karaoke, all of us. And Bruno was sitting in the corner, and you could see him looking at each person singing, going, "You can't sing, so you're not going to be singing in it. You maybe could." So he's got it in his head, and he keeps winding me up that he's going to do some. I think for you, because you're a singer and a dancer, aren't you?
Yeah. Which I'm slightly worried about what he might.
Imagine a little Thomas Wayne tap number.
Yeah. But I think it's you have to expect the unexpected with this show, so it could
never say never.
Definitely happen.
What kind of shows, TV shows, do you watch? Do you enjoy?
I am obsessed with Succession right now. I don't know if you've seen
Succession
that. Succession and Euphoria are kind of been my two shows that I've loved this year for sure.
And for you?
Me too, really. Euphoria, I sort of turned into a strange teenager where I was convinced they were actually my friends. You know, I'd be like driving, like, I wonder what Rue's up to. Like, she's not real.
Worried about Rue.
Yeah. That was great, and Chernobyl as well. Chernobyl.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
So all HBO really. HBO and Epix. They're the two best.
Do you know any Spanish word to end this?
Sin pantalones.
Sin pantalones, without trust.
Yeah, without trousers.
Okay. Brilliant. I'm going to try and smash that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Si te gustó este video, dale like, compartilo en tus redes sociales y suscríbete a mi canal.